Hello, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on MarbleClay, specifically the not the modeling side, the texturing side, which I found a bit confusing. The program is actually made in Japan by Japanese people, and the translation of the documentation is by a machine. So it's not great. I mean, I got to a certain part and kind of had to, I don't know, trial and error a lot of things. But so I just want to explain the texturing side, which I found a bit confusing. There's a few tutorials on modeling, and that's fine. But the texturing, like I said, I got stuck. So before I begin, I just want to show um, the template. So what they call template, I think, is images, so textures. You have to set a fully qualified program path and file name here. I'm in Windows XP and MS Paint is fine. And then you want to set the texture size to something pretty big, or else you'll be scaling down a lot. I'll show that later. And I always use the clipboard to transfer the images. So I'll just cancel, and then I'll just create a simple primitive, the sphere. Okay, there's my sphere. Next, you need to highlight all the points, all the vertices in the model, because we're going to create the set. So what they call the set is pretty much the UV map, but it's not baked, I guess, which they call burn. So the Z. Okay, so here this axis shows. So we're in this one. The 3D axis shows which is the the perspective view. Okay, and then the rest are just 2D views. So with the UV, it's the same. So the top is the perspective, and then the bottom is the UV. You can also work in this type of view, and then here you can change from a 2D modeling. So these are the model vertices to a UV coordinate points, I guess. So my so I've already done this before with 512. It's this quad here. So if you set something different, it'll be a different size, I think. I'm not sure if it's it might be like a unified coordinate system. So all the textures might all fit within that space. So I'm not sure. So you want to make sure you select everything and then scale down so it fits wherever you want, like that, and then escape to get out of the scale tool. So next, we want to burn this coordinate, all these coordinates into an image. So to do that, we go UV map template. So again, the template I think is a translation of pixels or image or texture. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a UV mapping texture. And then when they say burn, I think they mean bake. So you want to bake your UV image. So again, there's that 512 that I was talking about, and then click OK. And like I said, it just populates this quad here, and it's created a UV map here, a template, UV template. I'm not 100% sure what a UV template is. You can create multiple of them, and each one has multiple um, materials. So anyway, we've created the image with the UV coordinates. Next, what we want to do is get it out of this program and into the pixel editing software. So to do that, this program copies it to the clipboard, and then to load the program, it's that one. So I'll just show you control paste. So that pastes it in. It should be the same in pretty much any software. I'm just going to do this really quick. I shouldn't have picked red because the points are in red when they're all selected, which kind of makes it hard to see. But anyway, Now to get it out, Control A, Control C, that's copied it, get out of that, and then to paste it back into this program, and there it is. So now we've got this texture in this software, but it's not doing anything, so we want to get it onto the model. So the next part is to create a material. Okay, now what you're seeing is usually what's in here in this square. So we want to tell it to use the diffuse map, which is this. So we do that by going here, and then there's the image that we created. Now this obviously didn't translate, but I kind of figured out what it means. So the first one's delete. It just deletes the image. Now I don't think it deletes the actual image from the hard drive. I haven't tested it, but it just removes it from this panel, so you can't select it anymore. The next is reload from file. So if you make a change on the file, it just reloads it. And if you changed it on the software in the buffer, so if I do another copy and then paste and then I don't know, add. Sorry, try that again. Select spray can, purple, change it to purple, then Control A, Control C to copy to the buffer and then paste it back. Okay, now if I go back here, import, it looks like it's already updated. Yeah, so anyway, you can just double click on it, or you can actually save it to a file. Usually I save it to a file, but in this case I'll just double click it. So next we've told the program that we want to use the texture. It's always using the diffuse. The diffuse color is usually what sits behind the texture. So yeah, you want to tell the program to actually use what's in here. So to do that, you want to select again all the coordinates, all the vertices, which apply to the texture. It may not be all of them, so if it's something different, or you can have different parts here. So if you want a part with a different texture or different texture map, I should say, or different material, that's, yeah. Anyway, if it's not the whole thing, then you just pick the individual quads, just, yeah, like that. But I want it all. So from there we go, and then we just right click and then just change selected polygon colors. So this, I think this actually applies the UV and sets the diffuse color at the same time as well. So yeah, there it is. So if I change the diffuse color, it should just automatically do it. Yep, like that. So once it's set, you pretty much just forget it, I think. Anyway, so set that back to white, and it's back. And that's pretty much it. What else? So actually we don't need that. Next, I always like to test using export. Export, I like 3ds. It's a pretty decent format. There's a lot of other formats, but anyway, the 3ds format actually exports the actual texture. I thought it had it here listed as a texture, but usually when they say export UV, it usually just means it's just the UV coordinates, but this exports the texture also, so we'll have a look. Okay, so there's the actual texture, and there's the 3ds file, and that's it. There's our model with our texture. Now, so this program's pretty. The modeling side is again pretty simple. It's got some pretty intuitive modeling tools, I guess. It's got like the clay stuff. It's got it's rigid stuff. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to go through all that now, but just thought I'd quickly do that. So anyway, I hope that helped. Cheers.